The Center for Disease Control and Prevention recommends a yearly flu vaccine as the first and most important step in protecting against flu viruses. Getting a flu vaccine during the 2020-2021 seasons will be more important than ever. Coming up on Polk Place, we will talk with the Florida Department of Health in Polk County about the options for residents. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio is Nicole Riley. She's a public information officer for the Florida Department of Health in Polk County. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So we get to talk about something new today.
Yes.
Going to talk about flu season and the importance of vaccinations. So let's talk about what we're getting vaccinated for.
Sure. So this time every year is actually, aside from COVID that has taken over the 2020 year overall, this is actually the time of year that the Department of Health begins to share about the flu messaging, flu vaccine, and the importance of getting a flu vaccine. We're creeping into September, and then soon October, November, December all seems to kind of flow together. And we're inching into prime flu season. The fall is the time of year where the weather gets a little bit cooler, and we tend to see those flu numbers spike. So this is the opportunity that we want to take prior to making our way full into the fall season to encourage residents and individuals to get their flu vaccine. This usually becomes available end of September, and the Department of Health really tries to encourage residents to get their flu vaccine before Halloween. It's a little catchy. Flu vaccine before Halloween, and it's a good time of year.
Somewhere in my head, It's a Small World is going off.
Yeah.
And it's flu vaccine before Halloween.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You'll probably get your flu vaccine before Halloween then, huh?
Ding, 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 ding.
But you know, Halloween is the end of October, and that's when the cooler weather starts to really kick in, and we start to see those numbers creep. You know, November, December, they start to rise a bit. So having that vaccine before Halloween and in the early part of the fall, prioritizing that time gives your body time for the flu vaccine to become effective. So once you receive that vaccine, it takes at least 2 weeks for that effectiveness to kick in. So prioritizing it early in the season allows you to get that immunity and prepare before those numbers start to rise.
So in sheer numbers, what are we talking about that the Florida Department of Health in Polk County is preparing for? What are we talking about vaccine-wise?
Well, the Florida Department of Health, we have 4 clinic locations across the county, and we will have flu vaccines available at all of those clinic locations. But the flu vaccine is actually widely available at other local clinics or drugstores, your primary care provider, and so it is something that now drugstores and doctors' offices have made widely available. So it's easily accessible. I believe many people can go to the grocery store now and get their flu vaccine, and there's an incentive there oftentimes that those grocery dealers will provide to be able to get those flu vaccines. So we really want to encourage residents now to put that on the forefront. Get your kids vaccinated, you get vaccinated, and get everybody set up for the winter months.
I keep getting the text already from the VA telling me, and I'm like, well, I can't even come in out there, but evidently they're doing a thing outside that and move on. So
oh, good.
Yeah. So
yeah, it'll be something that we'll have. The Department of Health usually has theirs end of September or September. Sometime we start to get our first round of shipment, and then it will come in pretty regularly afterwards. But it is especially important for our vulnerable populations to get that flu vaccine, because flu, we've seen with COVID is a different disease or a different virus. than the flu virus, but the flu still affects vulnerable populations. And so the vulnerable populations we're looking at are those who are immune compromised, pregnant moms, those who are older, 65 years of age and older. So we especially want all residents to get the flu vaccine, but especially those who fall into that vulnerable population. Because once an individual gets a flu vaccine, they're able to better protect those who aren't able to get the flu vaccines. Small children under the age of 6 months of age, or individuals who are immune compromised who can't get that flu vaccine. So it protects you, but it also protects your loved ones who may not be able to get that vaccine.
You mentioned 4 locations available throughout Florida Department of Health in Polk County. Where are those locations and what kind of hours can the folks get them at?
Sure, we have our clinic locations in Auburndale, Lakeland, Bartow, and Haines City, and we will have those available at all those clinic locations. And we're going to have them available there, and people can come and they can either call and make an appointment. That's probably the better way. Now with COVID, our procedures are a bit different, and so they can call and make an appointment so that we can get them in and be seen for their flu vaccine.
So should they call the specific clinic or the main number for the Bartow office?
They can call the main number, the 863-519-7900, and we'll be able to get them in contact with our call center that can help get them scheduled or to see which hours are available at each clinic and when they can come in and get that vaccine.
We had talked a little bit about children and getting their influenza shot. What's the youngest of age that a child can get a flu shot?
The CDC recommends children 6 months of age and older can get the flu shot. There's always a few exceptions to that if someone is immune compromised. Those parents may want to talk to their pediatrician just to be sure that their children can get the flu vaccine, but 6 months of age and older. And our pregnant mamas who are carrying their baby, the flu shot is safe and effective for them as well. And there are studies that actually show that moms who are pregnant who get the flu vaccine can pass on some of those immunities to their babies in utero. So I went through 2 flu seasons with both my girls when I was pregnant, and I got the flu shot, and it was safe and effective. And then now that they're 3 and 1.5 in a year, we're in our pediatrician office getting them that flu vaccine as well.
We got just a little bit of time left, Nicole. Talk about the importance, especially considering what we're up against COVID-wise, but talk about the importance of getting the flu shot and fighting influenza and how you guys help do that.
Sure, absolutely. There are more viruses and illnesses out there besides COVID right now. That has taken the spotlight in 2020, but it is important now more than ever for people to maintain proper health as much as possible. One of the ways they can do something to prevent some sort of illness is to get the flu shot, and that is something that is very common this time of year. So prioritizing getting in and getting that flu shot, the same healthy precautions kind of follow suit like they do with COVID. So keeping hands washed and cleaned, keeping surfaces cleaned and disinfected around the home. We're doing the same in our clinic locations for COVID, but then also for other illnesses. So just to be sure that people are taking those proper health precautions leading into this season, just to reduce and mitigate any possible spread of any other illnesses that are out there.
So what is this, 2-3 months in a row you've come in and done this with me?
Yes, yeah.
I think it's a record.
Yeah.
Well, do me a favor, tell Scott and Taylor and everybody else over there we said hey, and
Sure.
Look forward to hearing from you next month.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me. We always appreciate our partnership and being able to get our message out there.
As we continue to practice prevention measures against COVID-19, it is also important to remain vigilant in reducing and minimizing the spread of other routine illnesses this time of year. The Florida Department of Health in Polk County recommends preparing for one more important thing this fall by getting your flu shot. The flu shot is safe and effective and remains a person's best defense against getting the flu. The flu shot is the best way to protect families and communities against the spread of influenza. Those who prioritize getting the flu shot early help decrease their risk of getting the flu. The flu shot is recommended for all Floridians 6 months of age and older on a yearly basis. Now, if you need more information, give the Florida Department of Health in Polk County a call at 863-519-7900 or look them up on the web at www.polk.floridahealth.gov.